This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11, and it reads, "Least Shantan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." I want to start off by giving all praises, all honor, and all glory to Koloyim, La Yahweh, La Hashem, Yahushai, Ba Hashem, Ha RAWCHAA. I'm going to say double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone who teach and do rule well. I'm going to say peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim. Shalom to the Akim and the Aquat out there listening and learning. Lord, willingly, this is edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, but subscribing to the truth. To you, I say Shalom. This is the brother RAWCHAA, coming at you with another lesson through the Spirit and through the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. And it's the Spirit because I was listening to the Elder Apostle Tahart video today about regurgitating false prophets. Be careful of regurgitating false prophets. And it was an edifying video. And he was basically saying how a lot of the brothers in GMS, although I'm no longer part of the camp, those brothers will always be my brothers through the Spirit, got a lot of love from brothers. And at the end of the day, I still believe in the doctrine, So, like the elder even said in that video, whatever happens, as long as you keep on teaching, So with that being said, he was like a lot of brothers breaking down videos about the MOTB, and it's the Spirit because I just watched the brothers do a video about an MOTB update, what I mean? So, with that being said, I was just looking at what I'm going through. Right now it is basically a major storm, which, this is the second time I actually physically got caught up in this. And well, the first time it was a hurricane in 2012, and this time it was a tropical storm or a hurricane, I can't remember. But it was called, I think it was a hurricane. It was called Hurricane Isaac, and it touched down in Cleveland. I'll never forget that. It was 2012. And then it was a tornado in Cleveland, and pretty much it knocked out the power for like 300,000 people, and I got affected by it. And I was like, damn, maybe the Lord, judging me. But at the same time, the Spirit jumped on me because I was thinking about it. Although it looked bleak, it's not really bleak. The Lord actually had me preparing the Spirit for it prior. I ain't really as fucked up as some individuals are. And I'm looking at it like, damn, these people purposely doing this on purpose. Like the nigga at my job said that we won't get the power back onto the 14th. Now, I got a family member work for the Illuminate company. He was going to tell me when, but he's saying they working 16-hour days. Then the lady that stayed downstairs from me told me like basically next week. So it's going to take them a week to repair our power. Now, mind you, I stay by a police station. So it makes you wonder, why is it taking a whole week or longer than a week? Because the power got knocked out on Tuesday, which was the 6th. It's going to take them actually to the 14th to restore the power. And I was wondering, why is it going to take them so long? But then, the Spirit jumped on me because I remember the brother Manatazak, the elder brother Moatazak from Ancient of Days was saying pretty much this devil's trying to create a system where you dependent on him. All these, he's going into how all these different countries got the, these systems in place, and America has these systems, but they're just not enforcing it. And it makes a lot of sense to get you Negroes because, again, like I say, you got all these different nations of people that pretty much they're going to restore our power at the last, you know what I mean? So it's going to put you in a more desperate state of mind. And, that's one of the wiles or devices of Satan. Again, I'm going to bring that scripture back out. This is the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. At least Shantan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. When you go into that word device, it's the Hebrew word Salakia. It's the Hebrew word
Strong's G 3540 Naima.
Naima, and it means a mental perception, thought, an evil purpose, that which thinks the mind, thoughts, or purposes. And you got to remember, these devils in the head, these plans to put you in a system where it's ultimately the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shah's plan to test his very elect. That's how you're going to know who were the elect, those that refused to bow down to this wicked-ass system they put in place. But, ultimately, the Lord put it on these devils to be the ones that implement it. The devil being a so-called white man, who truly is red in nature, the red Hebrew Edomite, because nobody's actually white, nobody's actually black. You know, you have different shades of melatonin, different shades of brown. You know, but with that being said, you know, these devils, you know, is trying to implement this system, and you know, like everybody's seen that video with the one Jake electrician is talking about pretty much how, you know, Elon Musk got him working 7 days a week, you know, 12-hour shifts to put this system in place, and it's going to take out like 80% of the jobs. And then it's just so funny how this storm came, and like I said again, I was in it. I watched the storms. I usually could tell when it's about to rain and whatnot. You can smell it in the air, you could feel it, you know, I could see it. I saw it was about to rain, but I never knew it was a tornado. You know, I rarely watch the news anymore. I get all my information from social media. I mean, not social media, so like you know, the YouTube, you know, alternative news sites. And you know, I didn't know it was a tornado to, you know, the weather alert came on. It was like, there's a tornado in your area, and I'm like, what the fuck? So when I pulled up to the house, I see the damage that was done. Like, it could have really fucked some shit up, but from what I hear, the Lord spared where I'm at, but it knocked out the power. You know what I'm saying? And they talk about like we gonna be one of the last ones to get the power. So I mean, I'm looking at the face, and the street I stay on is a lot of older Jakes. So I'm looking at their faces, and they just like, you know, they fucked up, like, wait, because you know what I'm saying? And it's all to pretty much put you in a mindset to go down. Come on, man, come on, please stop hitting my door. Like, you just hit the shit twice. I mean, you should have remembered you hit it the first time. Okay, please don't hit it no more. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
So the scriptures talk about woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Satan being busy too. Salaki, I want the other one. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And it says, because I see Satan being busy too. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 31 and verse 1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. And what's modern day Egypt? America, Babylon the Great. It says, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. Verse 2, yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will rise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity. You know, again, like I say, our power is the power of Ha RAWCHAA, you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, West Indians, and Haitians. And that's why this system is really put in place to affect you most. You know, like when it came to that yabber dabber doer, you know what I mean? You know, I was just talking to the dude at my job, and, you know, he kind of groaned on me because you could tell he Jake, you know, but he was talking about how pretty much, you know, he had got sick during that time of that lockdown, but he was like, he refused to take that yabber dabber do. He said his people did, and now they got stage 4 cancer. So that's living, like, I never really met too many people that supposed to got sick off of it. I mean, I heard a few. To be honest, I heard like 3 people. I heard a lot of people say they got sick, but a lot of them refused to go to the hospital. I got sick at the time, but I didn't go to the hospital. So, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, and now, you know, everything is for a reason, you know. But at the end of the day, the Lord said, yeah, he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call it back. And this is when he's about to bring this evil. Right now, like I said again, to be without power, you know what I mean? Like I said, a lot of food's about to spoil. But then, like I said, and I was like, damn, the Lord judged me, especially after I just went through the situation with the camp. You know, just something happened with, like, a lot of the videos I had stored up, some crazy shit that normally never happens happened. I'm like, how the fuck this happened? And at first I was like, damn, the Lord judging me. But then the spirit jumped on me because I'm like, well, damn, you know what I mean? Brothers went through stuff where brothers had, you know, notes that they actually personally took that got stolen. They had nothing to do, you know what I mean, just being with the brothers, and the Lord put the spirit on something to affect them like that. So I was like, well, damn, maybe it ain't the Lord judge me. And then, like I said, I'm watching what I'm going through, and I got children. And my children, you know, literally ain't really bitching or crying or nothing. They just dealing with it. So as an adult, and a male adult at that, and I got females, you know what I mean? They ain't bitching, so how can I, you know what I mean? I got to be strong for them, and you know what I mean? So it's deep. Because like the beautiful part about it is how much this shit sucked. The Lord prepared me for it already. I've already got certain things, you know what I mean? Like, because the Lord should put a spirit on you, even though these things won't save you, but to prepare. You know, the main thing, prepare spiritually. Don't be just expecting that devil to save you, because that's where you're gonna go off, and that's what's gonna be your downfall. Scripture say, knowing the time is high time to wake out of the sleep. Romans chapter 13. If you seeing all these things coming to pass, I mean, we seeing all these uproars and rumors of wars and all these rebellions and insurrections, you know what I mean? Everything mentioned in the scriptures. We seeing this, this monetary system being slowly broken down, to the point where, and they already got a new system in place. And that's what the whole video that the brother Mwatazak did, pretty much how, they already like the real ID, you know what I mean? Like they got a system. When this money system crashes, they're expecting you to come run to them. So that's when, like right now, again, certain things ain't being forced, but when they force you to go ahead and you gotta, basically partake in the system, because it basically is gonna be a system. If you don't pretty much like bow down to it, you're not going to be able to receive social services. And times it's going to be so desperate, you're going to need social services more then than ever. So what you going to trust in, man or the Most High? Scriptures talk about I'm gonna get this real quick. Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 5, and it reads, Jeremiah 17 and 5, thus saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem, cursed be the man that trusteth in man and make of flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Lord. The scriptures talk about in the Apocrypha about basically when a man heart departed away from the Lord. You got everybody trusting in Esau, Edom, and themselves. Again, it's nothing wrong if you got the means to actually buy a little bit more. It's always best to be prepared, but you cannot rely on these things. Like the elder was saying, when they implement this system, you got to be prepared to leave all that shit. You know what I mean? Scriptures talk about in the book of Matthew that when that day come, to not go back to the house to flee. You know what I mean? So if you got something at the house and you really expect, let me try and hurry up and make it back there, if it ain't the will of the Lord, you're not going to make it. You know what I mean? It serves no purpose. That's why it's so important to have the scriptures within you, because that's going to be your hope. I used to be envious of certain brothers because of how the spirit will move with them, because they could retain the scriptures. And I remember talking to the head before he was the head, and he said, in that day, he's not going to need many scriptures. He's only going to need a few scriptures. And that was very deep to me, because at the end of the day, you can rely on scriptures, but if you don't have that faith and that true hope, because the elect going to have a different level of hope in that day. The Lord takes us all through our different trials and tribulations, and that's how you build your relationship and your trust with him. We've all sacrificed and given up things for the Lord, but yet and still, just because we were called doesn't mean we're chosen. You'll know when you're chosen when you're, received on that chariot. Back into the book of 1 Peter chapter 5. It says, be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. And again, like I said, they're putting us in a comfortable situation. So I was like, damn, why would they wait a whole week knowing that we're poor to actually fix our power? And I was like, damn. And it just dawned on me. It was like the Spirit gave it to me, like, yeah, they about to implement this thing quicker than what we believe. I mean, if you saw the actual, like, you could feel the spirit on. I'm looking at certain Jake over there, and it's a dude over there, and I already know he's trying to feel me out and see what he can figure out and all that. Hey, I'm peeping him. That's why I don't fuck with him like that. I mean, I be cordial, but I don't fuck with this nigga. And the thing is, like, I came and seen him yesterday. Like, the liquor store is closed because nobody has no power, but they came, like, he the house with 30,000 niggas, and they had like 10 bottles. And I'm like, well, we ain't even got no power. So what y'all gonna do after y'all drink the bottles? Y'all can't even warm them to eat. That's the mindset of a nigga. And I try to tell him the truth, you know what I mean? He up there, he not understanding it because he up there like Allah and all that, but doesn't even know what Allah mean. And call on Allah in that day. You know what I mean? A nigga was at the job, and the one nigga I was just talking about, the 2/3 nigga, he is up there, talking about, he's like, yeah, you need to read the Bible to his boy. And his boy was up there like, oh no, that Bible. He was like, then pointed at his skin color. And I'm like, well, damn, we all of the age. We all should have seen that Good Times episode when JJ painted the Messiah like Jake. But niggas don't know, you know what I mean? Niggas is simple, man. Like, and that's why a lot of niggas gonna die. So again, like I said, that's where I got up out of that. And like I said, the Lord about to really like, like really put it on a lot of people at a time where people already fucked up. You about to take more? That's gangster. But some people, like I said again, I was so relieved and like, damn, it's beautiful that the Lord, like I said, my kids ain't even tripping on it. You know, that's one to be the main thing that's gonna fuck a lot of people up when their kids up there crying and starving and all that. You know, that's one thing I respected about the elder brother, the head of our camp. You know, he had a certain kind of relationship with his kids. You know what I mean? Because when you got kids, it's one thing to just be in this truth alone, but it's another thing to have a family. You know, and like the elder said, if you ain't a man of the Lord, you know what I mean, that's what's going to actually have your family survive. So I got one last scripture. I think it was Ephesians. It's the book of yeah, I know where's that. Ephesians chapter 6. It's the book of Ephesians chapter 6. And point is verse 11. I'm going to start on verse 10, and it reads, the armor of the Most High. Verse 10, finally, my brethren, Ephesians 6 and verse 10, finally, my brethren, my brothers, be strong in the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, and in the power of his might, because he has the power to save. You know what I mean? There's nothing like hope. You know, and that's why brothers talking about, they not even, you got certain brothers talking about, I ain't preparing with nothing, I ain't buying nothing extra, I ain't getting no weapon to protect me, none of that. They just trusting wholeheartedly in the Lord. And that's what the Lord loves. You know what I'm saying? Like, flat out. Now, again, you got certain brothers that's into certain arts. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that that's right or wrong or anything, because at the end of the day, you know, the scriptures talk about no charge be laid at the, basically at the elect. You know what I mean? The Lord created certain spirits, there's certain things. And look at David. Look at the things David did, or Paul did, but yet and still, the Lord still used them for his purpose because he knew that spirit. Verse 11, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. You go into this word wiles. Cunning, art, deceit, crafty, trickery. Because at the end of the day, this devil was using trickery to get us, I mean, everybody, you know what I mean? He's about to try and put everybody in a lower state. And that's what that hour of temptation, Revelation chapter 3 is. Everybody's going to be tried because everybody's going to be in a low state. And is you going to trust in the Most High, or are you going to trust in the devil? Which the devil means the oblos, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Which is, you know, basically a slanderer. Who was the biggest liar on the planet? Esau Edom. This man done changed the face of the Most High God and made himself seem like he God and lied about who was who and all. I mean, lied about all these things in history. I mean, just a fucking devil. Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. You know, if you actually got an opportunity to check out the Olympics, look at what they was doing. So you can't tell me this land is not bathed in wickedness. And the Lord coming to judge all that. So again, you know, this is the time to be totally engulfed in the scriptures and the Lord. You know, I listened to the elder say something. He said, you know, pray to be able to push out this word, you know, because at the end of the day, you know, I understood what he meant, and I never thought about that. But you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know, like this is what's gonna get you your salvation. You know, if the Lord pleased, well, if the Lord chose you, the spirits that the Lord created as the elect, the things that they do as far as their zeal for the Most High and the Word, and you know what I mean, is what's going to get them saved. Even those that are put to death is going to still could be the elect. You know, those going to be the ones that's going to be risen up first. And we coming into them times, like I say, the more and more these devil makes moves, the more and more you can see they about to just try. Like, come on, the stock market just crashed like 1,000 points and then it bounced back. Like, how? Nobody even working. You know what I mean? Like, that's showing you, proving right there that the markets are manipulated. So, like I said again, right now it's high time to wake out of sleep, because our salvation is nearer than what we believed. So if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of your power, whose true name in the Hebrew is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, where you will be destroyed. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Paul William, Yahweh, Hashem Yahushua, Hashem RAWCHAA. Without working thumb. Double honors to my apostles, the elders of the great millstone, who teach and do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim, across the four corners of the earth, pushing the truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and the freedom to do so, now more so than ever. Shalom to the Akim and the Aquath to the listening and learning, nor willingly this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, shalom, shalom, and Kwam Yashua. Shalom.
Hey, I gotta get this.